Hello and welcome back to the House of the Stag YouTube channel. Today we're going to try something different. I've wanted to make this video for a long time now, and yeah, you've seen the title. Let's get right into it. I'm going to rank these characters based on writing and acting. So if a character like Ramsay or Joffrey is pretty high up, it's because of that. So I'm not just going to say, yeah, Joffrey is a bad guy, so he goes right up to F tier. So it's not as much of me liking a character as it is, yeah, just the quality of it. Let's start. Sir Bronn of the Blackwater. He made me laugh a couple of times. Comic relief character. I didn't like his ending at all. In the end, he got his castle, so whatever. Not exactly how I pictured his ending. Where would I put him? Well, I didn't like his ending, but his character made me laugh a couple of times, so I probably put him into D tier. Not great, not bad. And next character. Next character is Cersei. Phenomenal actress, perfect for the role. The character itself was amazing to watch. I think they made her a bit more likable, more understandable. Um, you see this like caring mother side. We don't get much of that in the books at all. But I really liked her scenes, and I'd probably put her in, yeah, in A tier. All right, next one. Brother Ray. Is it Brother Ray? Ian McShane's character. Um, I would have preferred to see Septon Merrybolt, but he did fine. He was just there to reintroduce us to Sandor, to the Hound. So yeah, again, not terrible. I'll put him right next to Bronn. The Blackfish. Now that's a fantastic actor, and yeah, he was done correctly. I don't see anything wrong with it, other than maybe his death. I would have liked him to go out on a big bang, but you never know with these contracts, and filming those scenes is expensive as fuck. So yeah, wouldn't have changed anything. Wouldn't have changed how I see the character, because he was portrayed perfectly, and yeah, I put him into C tier. Next one, Arya Hota. Oh my god, where do I start? So this guy gets introduced, right? And with his like badass axe and whatever, and then he gets stabbed one time in the back, and immediately dies right then and there in the first episode of season 6. Well, what am I supposed to do, right? I will put him into E tier. Next one, Beric Dondarrion. Again, didn't really get his ending, like the connection between him and Arya. They kind of made a connection between the two characters that, in my opinion, just isn't there. Um, but other than that, I really enjoyed his scenes, and especially in the later seasons, I couldn't wait for more, because the actor is perfect, and very charismatic. And he's like this deep voice that yeah, just cool. I'll put him right next to the Blackfish, C tier. Next one, Hodor. Um, well, how am I supposed to rank Hodor? Well, he made me laugh a couple of times too, and that whole hold the door reveal in season 6 was amazing, and I'm really looking forward to see how George does it, because it's apparently something that George told D&D. So yeah, again, probably C tier. I'll put him right next to the Blackfish and Beric. Catelyn Stark. wow, phenomenal, and from beginning uh, to the end, and yeah, she stole a couple of scenes, especially the scene at the red wedding, that cry, that like the agony that you feel when she kills Walder Frey's wife, and wow. I'm going to put her right next to Cersei. You know what? No, I'm going to put her right up there. Michelle Fairley, amazing. Next one, Tyrion. Um, Tough one. As I mentioned in the Game of Thrones 10 years later video, I started reading the books because of his trial by combat scene. That was what totally got me into A Song of Ice and Fire as a whole, and yeah, I really enjoyed his character development up until season 5. But I'm kind of disappointed with how the character was treated in the later seasons, because they made him up to be this clever guy when in reality uh, there just wasn't much cleverness left. He was a dumbed down version of himself, so I can't possibly rank him any higher than B tier. Again, phenomenal actor, and he's only in B tier because he stole a lot of scenes in the earlier seasons. Next one, Craster. Uh, so it's tough with these minor characters, but great actor, and again, very important for uh, Jon Snow's character development, as well as portraying the Night's Watch in general. And yeah, I'll just put him right next to Bronn and Ian McShane, Brother Ray. Next one, Theon. Theon Greyjoy is just perfectly portrayed by Alfie Allen. I actually got to meet Alfie back in I think it was 2017. Such a nice bloke, and it's crazy to me how this guy didn't get an Emmy for his portrayal of Theon, especially in the earlier seasons whenever he's with Ramsay, and the whole transformation into Reek was just done so well, and I really like his ending. I like that he died for the Starks in the end. So um, yeah, he's one of those that I will put right up to S tier, right next to Catelyn Stark. Oh my god, next one, Tywin Lannister. Now he's, in my opinion, way better in the show than he is in the books. That's one of the few characters that I was just glued onto the screen whenever he was there. Just the acting of Charles Dance is just very unique, and the way he portrayed Tywin was perfect. Again, S tier. All right, next one, Archmaester Hebros. Whenever I heard that the actor who plays him got cast, I got really excited, because he is very good in Harry Potter, and I am really excited to see what's in store for Samwell at Old Town. That's one of the storylines I look forward to the most in Winds of Winter, because of the all of the characters that are going to meet up. You got Chuck and Hagar there. You got Serella Sand there. Euron's probably going to attack the whole city, and yeah, just the mystery of it all. I really got excited to see what Game of Thrones has in store for us, but was really not all that great. I would put Ebros in D tier. Again, with those minor characters, um, especially if they just appear like twice, uh, yeah, can't rank him any higher than that. Dario Naharis. Now, that one split the entire fandom in half. I remember when they recast him, and everyone was like confused and all. Um, I personally preferred this actor, Michel Husman, I think his name is, and yeah, um, not great, not terrible, D tier. Next one, Balon Greyjoy. Now I absolutely despise this character. This character is among the dumbest characters in the whole fucking thing. Um, yeah, but the actor and the writing wasn't too bad. It's really all about the character. Um, yeah, I put him again D tier. Oh, now I gotta be careful. Daenerys Targaryen. Uh, I was never too much of a fan of Dany or Jon or all these really big main characters, because in my opinion that's just not what makes A Song of Ice and Fire as great as it is. They're not as complex or as, let's say, a Theon, and especially if you've read the books, you get into the character's head, and complexity is just what I'm about. So yeah, and the way they rushed her insanity in season 8. Um, there was discussion about Danny going mad for ages, um, but I would have preferred to see a fleshed out storyline. Um, again, um, where do I put Danny? I would put her, honestly, I can't rank her higher than C tier. Just can't do it. Next character, Dagmar Cleftjaw. It's a very minor character, so won't spend too much time on him. Yeah, let's just leave it at that. Yeah, I will put him into D tier. Davos Seaworth, Liam Cunningham. What a phenomenal actor. Not too bad. I'll put him right next to Danny. Dickon Tarley, again a very minor character. Um, Great actor. D tier. Dantos, Sir Dantos. He's again, I think Tony Way is the name of the actor. By the way, he's on Afterlife by Ricky Gervais, which is just an amazing series. So if you, it's only a couple episodes. It's on Netflix. You should definitely check it out. Um, but on the show on Game of Thrones, yeah, he's I can't put him higher than any of the guys on D tier. I promise I will put characters into another category very soon. Alright, next one. Dora Martel. Very disappointed with how he ended up, and yeah, he's just he's not even the shell of the character that his book counterpart is. He was just portrayed as a coward, and yeah, that's about it. I'll put him right next to his bodyguard. Next one, Grandmaster Pycelle. Again, great actor. I'm going to keep repeating myself there because like 90% of this cast is just top notch, and yeah, I will put him right next to C tier. He was really good for the King's Landing story arc. Next one. Oh wow, where do I start? Um, in my opinion, Brandon Stark, especially now that we've seen all of it, had the most potential of any character, given his abilities, given the backstory of the Children of the Forest. We didn't even get to see Bloodraven, not really, and then in the end, knowing that he will end up on the throne, or as the king, it is what it is. I enjoyed his earlier scenes, and I think Isaac Hempstead Wright is a great actor. So I would probably put him. Where do I put him? Well, it's not as bad as Dora Martel or Arya Hodor, so he's gonna join Dantos. Next one, Ned Stark, the one who started it all. The one, especially for me, because I didn't read the books at that point, I thought was going to be the next king or our main character throughout the whole entirety of the show. Then his head gets chopped off. Brilliant, brilliant actor. I won't have to explain that Sean Bean is a phenomenal actor. A tier, right next to Cersei. Dolores Ed, great actor. I I really love his remarks in the books whenever he's bitching about something. So yeah, I'm going to put him right next to Grandmaster Pycelle. Barristan Selmy. Now it gets interesting. Perfect actor, just perfect for the role. Even read the books and is a huge fan of the book series, and totally understood the character, and he also understood that the character's death is just so unrewarding. To have such a legendary swordsman go out like that, guys with knives, even though it was like 25 of them, I don't care. It's just unrewarding, and I really wanted to see Barristan Selmy defend Marine in the show too. Um, but he had some great scenes, especially in the earlier seasons with Sean Bean, when he got dispatched. I do have a few good scenes in mind when it comes to him, so I would put Barristan Selmy into the C tier section. Next one, Edmure Tully. He's actually in one of my favorite scenes past season 5 with Jaime Lannister in the tent. Just such a tense scene, and great actor again, as I've said 100 times before. Um, Without further ado, I would put him into the C tier section. Ellaria Sand. Where do I put her? I prefer her book version, the more peaceful one, and yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of people from Dorne in the E tier section. Moving on, Euron Greyjoy. Again, where do I start? Right, so Euron Greyjoy is supposed to be an absolute nightmare of a guy, of a character, and especially if you read the Forsaken chapter, it's just so gruesome, and he's going to be one of the main endgame villains. When he arrived in season 6, when he killed Balon, that whole scene was just amazing. It was like straight out of the books in terms of the dialogue. I know we didn't get to see Balon Greyjoy die in the books, but yeah, it's a popular fan theory. Another one is that he hired a faceless man. But again, he had some great scenes early on, and then in the end we were left with the smirking pirate version of Euron. Was not too fond of that, so I would probably put him right next to Bran. D tier. Gendry, the living reason that sometimes the internet can have an influence on these things. They even had Davos Seaworth make a little remark about him rowing. Was a popular meme amongst the fandom. I have absolutely nothing against how he ended up. Makes perfect sense to have him be legitimized. You don't have Edric Storm in the show, So yeah, right next to Edmure Tully. Gilly. Oh my God. Well, I was not too much of a fan, to be honest. Was a lot of filler when it comes to Gilly's character. It's not particularly bad, but I can't think of a Gilly scene that like had me on the edge of the seat. Um, well, maybe apart from the one where Sam kills a White Walker. But yeah, I would probably put her right next to Ellaria Sand, E tier. Mountain. Um, yeah, I can't judge him too much because of his acting. The story arc, though, I really like the Clegane Bowl. It was always terrifying to see close-ups when it came to the mountain on the show. I will put him right next to, um, let's see. Well, I can't put him higher than Dario, so let's put him right next to those. You know what? I will put him right next to Gendry, C tier. Next one, Gren. Very important character for Jon Snow, and he also had some really good character development. I would put him right next to the mountain. Grey Worm, also pretty good character development, especially early on, from introduction to where he ends up at, let's say season 6. Um, wasn't too fond of the whole love story, but just not my taste. But whatever. I think I'm going to put him right next to Gren. Not too bad. Miss Sunday. Where do I put Miss Sunday? Was very important for the character development of Daenerys, and one that could have helped justify her move to insanity if they decided to do more episodes or emphasize it more. Just her killing her didn't do the job for me. Um, but yeah, I think I will put her into C tier. Sansa Stark. Where do I put Sansa Stark? Now in the books, she's one of my favorite characters and favorite POVs to read, and she has so much potential when it comes to Sansa in the books. I definitely see her ending up as queen in the north. I was so hyped for a darker version of Sansa outplaying Littlefinger, but that really didn't happen in the show. What happened was Bran saving the day in the end, and that totally took away from her character. But great actress, and yeah, just didn't really like her development past season 4. I would put her right next to Miss Sunday though, because I think the way Sophie Turner portrayed the younger version of Sansa, and you just felt bad for her the entire time. And yeah, next one, Brienne of Tarth. Now, where do I put Brienne? Perfect for the role, by the way. Gwendolyn Christie was perfect for Brienne of Tarth, and she kind of suffered from Lady Stoneheart being cut, because suddenly they had to do something else with Brienne's character, and she was just roaming around Westeros basically, from the north to the Riverlands to King's Landing, and didn't get too many scenes. I absolutely loved the scene where she got knighted by Jaime. I can't justify putting her any higher than C tier. Next one, Sandor Clegane, aka the Hound. I will put him right next to Brienne. Um, I really, really liked him early on. I thought he was a brilliant character, very complex. You, especially in the beginning, you just wanted him to die. Was very horrible, but then you get the other side of him. You realize he's not just black and white, not just a bad character, a bad person. So yeah, and I liked where he ended up. So I will put him. I will put him right next to C tier. I would have put him higher if it weren't for the constant. Wow, look, there's a scene of Sandor Clegane. You gotta be funny now. Um, Next one, Engai, minor character. I wondered where he was when Beric came back. Can't put him any higher than D tier. Histar Solorak. Again, his counterpart in the books has a bigger role. Not too bad, but again, can't rank him any higher than D tier. Next one, Arya Stark. Well, if this was, let's say I would have made this tier list back in, what was season 4 was like 2015, I think. Then she probably would have been in like A tier or something. But then her character kind of just became this ninja-like plot armor, whatever thing. Now, it's nothing against Maisie Williams. I think she is a really, really good actress, especially those earlier scenes. I'm kind of thinking about season 2 at Harrenhal with Charles Dance, Tywin Lannister. But yeah, she kind of lost me when the wave chased her around Bravos with all those stab wounds. In terms of the character, that's when I headed out. So yeah, I can't put her any higher than D tier, but yeah, I can't do it. Hot Pie, well, very minor character with comic relief. Um, yeah, let's just put him right next to. Let's put him just right next to Arya. Sounds stupid, by the way. To put Hot Pie right next to Arya because it's just we have so many scenes with Arya and just so many with Hot Pie, but um, in this cases it's just very, very difficult to rank because um, Hot Pie is not particularly bad, but Arya's storyline just didn't do it for me in the later seasons, and her character development and potential was so much higher given that huge character that she was. So, well, you can disagree with me. Put it down below in the comment section. Let's have a discussion. Illyrio Mopartis. Well, just completely forgotten about him, to be honest. He never appears after season 1, after the like 3 minutes of screen time that he has. So I just can't put him any higher than E tier. Same goes with the next two guys. Ilyn Payne, the actor, sadly got cancer, which he has beaten, by the way. So heads off to that man. He has a much larger role in the books. He even gives the sword lessons that Bronn gives Jaime in the show, in the books. But yeah, again, can't rank him any higher than that because we don't have many scenes. Now, fake Tywin Lannister. Yeah, he goes right next to him. Next one, Jaime Lannister. I really enjoyed Nikolai Coster-Waldau's performance, and just didn't like how he ended up, to be honest. I still see him killing Cersei in the books and then maybe dying with her. Um, but um, but yeah, up until season 8, um, up until the very last few episodes, he was, especially after almost all of my favorite characters show wise died, my absolute favorite character, and I just didn't like how he ended up. Which is kind of the same thing with how Tyrion was treated. So I think he will join Tyrion. Next one, Sir Janos Slint. Um, Again, we don't have all that much screen time. Probably just going to join Hot Pie. Next one, Jaqen H'ghar. Enjoyed his scenes, especially earlier on, and yeah, I think I'll just put him into D tier. Then we got Salladhor Saan. Very charismatic, very funny. Made me laugh a lot of the times. And yeah, right next to Jaqen H'ghar. Next one, Jeor Mormont. Again, very important character for Jon Snow's development in the show, earlier on at least, and great actor. I would put him right next to Sandor Clegane because his scenes really stood out for me, especially whenever he gave speeches. He really delivered those. So yeah, Joffrey. Now this is what I meant when I mentioned how I will rank this stuff. Based on acting, based on writing, not based on me despising a character. Because otherwise, characters like Cersei would just not be in A tier. Joffrey is going to join Cersei in A tier. Phenomenal performance by Jack Gleeson. Really sad that he quit acting after the role, and brilliant writing. You just despised him. You were so happy when he died at the Purple Wedding. Perfect. Next one, Alistair Thorne. Also very important for Jon Snow's character development early on, especially, and great actor. I liked his scenes. Constant in writing, constant in character, in terms of character. He will join he will join Jeor Mormont. Jojen Reed. Um, Much more complex in the books, and just in general a better character. Um, Not too fond of how the show treated him, which would not have been a too much of a big deal if they had decided to fully flesh out the Blood Raven storyline. But yeah, he will join fake Tywin Lannister in E tier. Next one, Jon Snow. Pretty much the same thing with like Daenerys. Those are the characters many people relate to the most because it's a typical hero story, and those are the ones that come from nothing and end up as some important character. I like him more in the books, but Kit Harington did a great job portraying Jon, and yeah, I am one of the few guys who enjoyed his ending. If you only take where the character ends up, and I feel like that's going to happen in the books too. I think Jon Snow is going to end up north of the Wall. I will put him right next to his foe, Alistair Thorne.